I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be flaws. Why, if you don't give a shit about your own flaws, she won't either. I've got an email here from a viewer. And one of the things that's interesting about being in a relationship with a woman, whether it's a serious relationship, somebody that you're just casually dating, or somebody that's your serious girlfriend, is that when a woman senses weakness in a guy, she senses, in essence, a little chink in his armor. And wherever they feel or they sense weakness, they're going to probe and they're going to push in that area. They're going to push your buttons and test you and see what you're made of. Because at the end of the day, by bringing your weaknesses to light or noticing them, or because when a woman senses weakness in her man, it makes her feel uncomfortable when she's around him, because basically what's happening, he's not doing something that a guy who's in his masculine energy should be doing. And so when you're not being or showing up or guiding the direction of the relationship, it causes the woman to move into her masculine and guide the direction of the relationship. And that's just something that she simply doesn't want to do as a feminine woman. And so like when a guy focuses on one of his own flaws, or the fact that he's overweight, or he's not happy, or he thinks that his job sucks, and he uses self-deprecating type of talk or humor, and he puts himself down, after a while your girl will start busting your balls about the kind of things that you know, like if you say, well, I'm always working, I seem to always work for these shitty douchebag of an employer, and I always pick these crappy jobs, and then later on in the evening you're complaining about something, and she'll say something smart like, well, but then again, I guess if, since you're really not happy at work, and you always tend to work for people that suck, you're probably not going to do anything about going and talking to your boss and getting that promotion or taking care of that thing at work that's bothering you. And in essence, what she's noticing is that you're talking about something at work that's a problem or a situation that you haven't resolved, and instead of resolving it, you're just kind of bitching about it and complaining about it. And so when she sees you do that for a while, basically in a nice way, is she's kind of needling you to get you to take action and move in a direction to do the things that you know you needed to do. Because she wants to see you reach your full potential, and if she can help you reach your full potential, then obviously she'll reach her full potential with you. Because at the end of the day, the whole purpose of all relationships is you go there to give. You're there to help each other grow and become more. And women do these things out of love, not because they're trying to be mean or a bitch or be nasty or push your buttons in a way just to tick you off. It's just you got to understand, is like when you have weaknesses and they're on full display and you don't do anything about it, it just naturally makes the woman feel uncomfortable and causes her to doubt your masculine core and doubt whether she's actually able to rely on you to the point where you take control of the direction in the relationship. And as long as you handle those things and you do the things that a man is supposed to do in a relationship, like I talk about in my book, she's going to feel comfortable. She's going to feel like she can naturally be in her feminine energy, and she can sit back, relax, and enjoy herself. But when you don't do those things, and she has to move into her masculine to make up for the fact that you're not taking out the garbage, or you didn't fix the garbage disposal, or the dishwasher, whatever it was that you told her you're going to do, and you need to take care of it. That's why a woman tends to get bitchy, is because she feels like she can't count on you to take care of the things that you're supposed to take care of. So he says, I've been dating a girl who is 24 for the past month, and we're clicking in so many ways. She has a 5-year-old daughter, so I like her level of maturity and responsibility. I'm 42, so there's an age gap, but I look 36, and because I keep really healthy. He says she also lives on the island, which is about a 3-hour commute. The long-distance relationship is another question, but allows me to keep me important, like socializing and dating other women. So I assume you're not serious with this particular gal yet. He says, that aside, I think her parents and friends might flip out as she's closer in age to my teenage daughter, who's 19. He says, I also noticed her friends closer to her age are immature, and recently I saw an example where she went to a party of her girlfriends, and the drinking, etc., turned me off, but she later apologized. He says, I really like your metaphor of acting more like James Bond. And so obviously, basically what's going on is you're dating a gal who's, in essence, kind of like half your age. You like younger women. She's 24, and, you're, I guess just like you said, she's a little closer in age to your daughter. And so the thing you got to understand about that is, as long as you don't give a shit, why should she care about it as well? But if you start talking about it and using self-deprecating humor and constantly bringing it up, then she's going to pick up on the fact that you're obviously insecure about it. And then if you're insecure about it, and in essence, when you're insecure and you talk about it and you use self-deprecating humor, basically what you're saying is that you're uncomfortable with it. And in a way, you're communicating, hey, I don't think I'm worthy to be with this person. And, she's got all of her friends going, yeah, that guy's twice as old as you are. And that's not an issue. I mean, some women it's an issue, but for the average woman, it's interesting. Like when they get to be around 24, 25 to say like 30 years old, in that range, is usually about the time that they start getting really serious boyfriends, settling down, getting married, start really looking at maybe dating older guys because they realize that most of the guys that are their age are douchebags and they don't understand women. They don't understand how to interact with them in relationships. And the only guys they really seem to enjoy hanging out with tend to be the older guys because they've got their shit together. And like in this particular case, this gal, she's 24 years old, and she's got a 5-year-old daughter. So she's obviously having to grow up pretty quick at a young age. And so, you think about what is the average person doing in their early 20s? They're usually like at that age, they're right out of college. And so what are they doing every weekend? They're going out and they're getting shit-faced, trying to hook up and get laid. And when you got a 5-year-old daughter at home, you're 24 years old, you're going to tend to want to hang out with people that got kids that are a little more stable, a little bit more mature, that can relate. And obviously she can relate to you because you've also got kids that are younger, obviously, and you've raised children. So that's one way that you guys can relate to one another and talk to one another, because she's obviously had to grow up and look at those kinds of things, because you don't have a choice when you've got a young child that's totally dependent upon you for everything. So I wouldn't bring it up if I were you. And the way you should look about it, like I said, when you get insecure about it, or you allow it to diminish you, or people bring it up, then they're going to start making fun of you. And if you are teasing you or messing with you, and if you're insecure about it, when she starts messing with you about it and she sees that you're insecure about it, and then it's going to cause her to think, well, this guy is 15, 18 years older than me. Maybe I really shouldn't be dating somebody that's so much older. Obviously, especially if you feel uncomfortable about it, because obviously it's not, if she hasn't brought up anything about it and she hasn't mentioned anything about it, if it doesn't bother you and she's not bringing it up, then it's really a non-issue. It's really something that's in your mind. And the danger that you got to make sure you look at so you avoid is that you don't get caught in the trap of fearing that at some point she's going to dump you or not want to stay with you long term because you're a little bit older than her. And obviously that clouds your judgment and usually causes guys to start chasing and over-pursuing basically, which will drive the woman away because he fears losing her. So what you fear, you attract. But what you look at disappears. And so looking at it is basically not letting it bother you. And if anybody ever does bust your balls, you can use something simple like, well, it doesn't bother me that you're young and experienced. It's like you say something like that. One of her friends is busting your balls about something. It's like always have a better, more humorous comeback that communicates that shit doesn't get under your skin. Because if she does see that, and she's going to start digging, she's going to start probing, and when she senses weakness, it's going to cause her to back up, become unsure of herself, become unsure of you and your relationship and your future together. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several weeks to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, or my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.